Were you nervous?
I hadn't slept a wink, so I was a little bit wired. I remember everything about my wedding day. I remember the makeup artist arriving and discovering that she wasn't going to do my hair. She wasn't hair and makeup. Bit tricky, so I rang my friend, who's one of my best friends, who's a makeup artist, and he rushed over and did my hair. Oh, he died a couple of years ago, so that's... but yeah, my wedding day, it's one of those things that... There's so much pressure for it to be perfect that it almost... It's inviting, you know, it not going well. The best thing about my wedding, actually, is that I didn't drink an ounce of liquor. And as a result, I remembered so much more and was so much more in the moment. And I was so high on love and family and everyone being around. It was absolutely beautiful. We had our party on a boat going down the Thames in London. And the roof of the boat was completely open and it was a beautiful night. So we were all dancing under the stars. 10 years ago.
Wow.
10 years ago.
Time flies, huh?
Doesn't it?
Oh, wow.
It's amazing.
Now, what extent has a man gone to prove himself to you the way Simon does in this film?
I think it's hard to admit that you're wrong, that you've made a mistake. And if you do that in a fulsome way, that can be the most beautiful thing. As opposed to just, I don't know, being defensive and blaming someone else or something else. And I think you grow as well. Pain teaches us, I really believe that. So troubled times, and it can either be the thing that makes you, or it can, you know, what doesn't break you makes you stronger. So, you know, I'm not like writing my Christmas present list to Santa saying, can I have like 5 more traumas this year, please? But they do have a sneaky way of making your life better ultimately.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I can't be specific about what someone's ever done, but plenty.
But it is romantic in a sense, don't you think? That, that a man would go to that length and get in shape and run a marathon. These men don't exist.
Yeah. Well, although what I love about the movie isn't that, because if he had completed the marathon, really, what, like she says, what's that going to do? It's not really going to do anything. But what he ends up doing is he does it for himself. He doesn't feel like he deserves her. As he says, I thought ruining your day was better than ruining your life. Isn't that the most beautiful line ever? So what's beautiful about it is that he's doing it to prove to himself that he is worthy of being a father to that gorgeous boy and a partner to that, you know, cake maker.
So how did you bond with this little boy Offset?
Oh, it was so sweet. Matthew Fenton. His mum was around the whole time, Vicky, and we got on great. So we just used to have play dates, because I've got 2 kids, and my eldest is a little bit younger than Matthew, but they hung out. So they came over to my house a couple of times, and we just spent the day together. Just really chilled, having lunch, and the kids made cake. I let my kids do this, I don't know why. I literally let them go into the cupboard, take whatever they want out, dry ingredients, mix it together with an egg, butter and sugar, and it will make a cake. You know, whatever's in there, you know, like popcorn seeds and, you know, Daddy's old granola, some cat biscuits. And they, you know, they'll admit that it's not cool, but or tasty, but I just love it. Them sitting on the floor surrounded by, you know, on newspaper, just like little witches creating stuff. So he did a bit of that.
And then it was like, have a taste, Mommy, and you
I know, every time. Ooh, I'll have it later. I never try. Although there was one time that I made a gingerbread for my... I followed the recipe, man. I don't know. That wonderful Nigella Lawson. God, what about... Oh, fabulous. And I made the gingerbread, and I said, huge, great thing. And I gave my Ripley a slice, and that's disgusting. And I was so sort of upset, and I wanted to say, well, your cakes are gross every time, and I don't say anything. But then I tried it later, and it was absolutely foul. I think I thought that the sugar was bicarb of soda, so it was all a disaster.
On that note.
On that note. But in this movie, I play an exquisite baker.
There you go.
And I actually did training for that, can you believe it? The wonderful woman, I forget her name now, would come and we spent an afternoon together just baking and creating the cake. The actual cake that you see in the movie, I genuinely decorated that. you.
Fabulous.
Yeah, it was great.
Okay.